My name's Sean,
And I'm Sam.
and we're a married couple with a passion for travel and adventure.
So follow our journey on the Murphy Quest.
Hey, good morning, everybody. We have spent the last week or so exploring Singapore, and we have really enjoyed Singapore. It's been awesome. We went to a few different areas. The first area that has probably the majority of the stuff that you think of when you think of Singapore is the Bay Area. And the Bay Area is just gorgeous. It's like all the buildings are super fancy, everything's really nice. But there's a few main things that we went to there. Went to the Merlion statue, which is kind of like a little lion with shooting out water out of its mouth and everything. Real beautiful. They got a big Ferris wheel close by over there. And then the Marina Bay Sands, which is like the most famous hotel in Singapore. It's massive and
It's terrifying.
yeah, it's weird because it's like three main buildings, and then on top of it is this sky park that just goes all the way across. It looks like almost like a surfboard on top of the buildings. And it sticks really far out from the buildings, and there's a lookout tower on top of it. Sam's favorite part of the day.
Yeah. I don't like heights. And it was really high. It was like 53?
Something like that, 53 stories.
53 stories. And then you're like on top of it. And I mean, like, it's really cool because like you can see really, really far out, but like you're really, really high up.
Yeah. It was cool though, we did it at night, so you got this beautiful view of the city all lit up and everything, even though you were kind of hanging over the edge of the building and everything. It was,
Yup.
that was really cool, and they had light shows going on each night, so we actually watched the light shows from on top of the building, which was pretty awesome. We were like, they had one at the gardens by the bay and one over at the Marina Bay Sands, and if you went to different sides of the sky park, you could watch each one. So we literally watched them back to back, which is pretty cool doing it from above. But the city is gorgeous, and I think that sky park is the best way to see it because you get to see the whole thing. You know, it's pretty round, so you can go on both sides of the hotel with it. And it's awesome because you just get this amazing view.
So while we were kind of walking around the Marina Bay Sands, we ended up in this mall. I know last video I talked about malls. This was the mall of malls. All malls aspire to be this mall.
And they fail.
Oh, they fail miserably. So we walk in and we immediately notice like, oh, these are really nice stores. Like in the same little intersection, you have like Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Michael Kors, like all the high-end stores.
Versace, Gucci,
Yes.
every luxury brand that you could think of was in this mall.
Sean wouldn't let me go into any of the stores. But yeah, so that was like amazing of just like looking at the different places and the different stores that they had. They even, do you remember what store it was that had the shoes?
I do, but I don't I don't know. It wasn't a store I recognized.
Okay.
I didn't know the brand, but yeah, there were shoes that they literally were sitting on like a golden throne. It was just like instead of like sitting on like a rack and like the man like in the window, it was just like, hey, here's this like throne that looks like it should be in some like Italian palace, and we're just gonna have our sneakers sitting on top of it.
It was amazing. I'm still a little upset that we weren't able to eat at Gordon Ramsay's restaurant because there was one of those in this mall too, and I'm like,
Really expensive.
it's Gordon Ramsay. But I think one of the focal points of this mall was that in the center they had a
river. It was like a canal. Like literally, it was like
Canal.
Yeah, it was like Venice in the middle of the mall.
They literally had gondolas. You could take a gondola ride, and it led you through the mall down these like little rivers, and then to this giant water fountain that was in the middle. So it poured from the outside like down into the center of this mall.
Yeah, it was insane. We're walking through the mall, and we're like, wow, this place is really nice. And then we turn the corner and we see that, we're like, whoa, like this just blew our minds. Yeah, the malls here are insane, but that one takes the cake. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, really enjoyed that. And then we went to two other places in Singapore this week. One's Gardens by the Bay, and the other one was the Botanical Gardens. And we had heard a lot about these places. They're pretty well known as far as like things to do in Singapore, and they're both really popular. We went to the Gardens by the Bay first, and the outside area of it, we were just like, it was all right. It wasn't anything that special. We were a little disappointed in that. It was fine, but nothing like mind blowing or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But we did the inside area. It was like in this like big. I don't know, it's like a glass building.
Almost like a giant greenhouse.
Yeah, something kind of like that. And that was gorgeous. It has the world's largest indoor waterfall, which, I mean, I don't know any other one, so I don't think it has that much competition, but it was beautiful. It was huge. Really cool. You get to walk all the way around this large structure, seeing all these beautiful plants and stuff.
And don't worry, you get to go up again. So you
Yeah.
get to go to the top of the waterfall.
Yeah, we get to the top, and then you like walk around the whole structure on these like walkways, and that was really cool to be able to see everything from up there. But that area was awesome. We loved that, and if you're going to Gardens by the Bay, that's a must. Don't just do the outside because it's not that great. And then the Botanical Gardens was the last thing we did in Singapore before heading back over to Malaysia, and that was really good.
Amazing.
Yeah, we loved that.
Yeah.
So that was a more natural. Gardens by the Bay is very man-made. A lot of it's like structures and things like that. Botanical Gardens is what you think of a garden and kind of like a park area.
Yeah.
But it was cool because they had like all these animals through it that like, so we were like walking, and it would just be like a Komodo dragon comes walking out like on the path, and we're just like, whoa, like so we started off seeing these little baby ones, and we're like, oh, that's really cool. And then like a few of them were like massive, like 4 or 5 feet long, where it was just like these massive things. Like, you probably weigh about 100 pounds or so, and they're just chilling, walking right. You'd walk past them about 5 feet away from them. They're just sitting there, and you're like, I hope you're not gonna run at me.
They also had this giant lake that was full of turtles.
Yeah, that was really cool.
So cute. They had like a little ledge around the inside that the turtles would like hike themselves up on to get some sun. Adorable.
Yeah, so we loved all the animals there. They had chickens and stuff too, roosters and everything, which we thought the dragons were going to eat at some point, but they never did. That would have been interesting.
Would have been something.
But yeah, they had beautiful flowers and everything there. They had this they had themed gardens, so they had one of like all like the history back of like different plants from like millions of years ago, and like, you know, mimicking what they would have looked like and everything. So it was cool walking through that and seeing over time, over millions of years, how all of that has like changed and everything. That was awesome seeing all that stuff. We really enjoyed Singapore. There was so much to see there. Even like as we were driving through parts of the city and everything, like we drove through Little India and stuff. That's actually where we stayed. That was awesome. Didn't get to see like the Chinatown area, but I hear that's nice as well. But we feel like we really got to explore a good amount of Singapore and see all the different big things that they have there. And man, it's an awesome city. It's crazy how much they pack into a small area, because it's not big. It takes us maybe like a half hour or so to drive from like, you know, from Malaysia into like the downtown area, which is at like the other end of Singapore. That's pretty much the end of our time, all the different things we've seen in Singapore over the last couple weeks. We're getting close to the end of our time in Malaysia, which is crazy. We're gonna do one more video just kind of talking about Malaysia and everything as we finish up our time. We still have another like week and a half here, but after that we're gonna be heading to Thailand. So stay tuned for our continued adventures. But we've had a great time so far and can't wait to see what's next. Bye.
Bye.